Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Did Ya Know? If you don't know, this is the show where we show off 3 quick Digimon fast facts. If you know some of them, well, hey, good for you. And if you don't, well, I hope you learned something new today. We're going to move on today with 3 more Digimon fast facts. Leave a like on the video if you like this, and if you really want more of this, then make sure you subscribe, because we do this, well, not this specifically, but we do videos every week. So check us out. Alright, let's jump right in. Number 1. This one is going to be a little complicated, but bear with me for those of you that aren't aware of the X Digimon. RustTyrannomon actually originally was supposed to be an X evolution Digimon. We're not too sure what he was supposed to be an X variant of, but he was originally going to be an X Digimon. Why? RustTyrannomon. Jesus Christ. So, RustTyrannomon was originally drafted by Kenji Watanabe, which I think you all probably know him, and if you don't, he does a lot of the art for the reference book. He's pretty much the brains behind the original designs for a lot of the Digimon. Him and Asmaria, also known as Asma, created RustTyrannomon. However, Asma does this really specific thing when creating X-Antibody Digimon. He created most of the X-Antibody Digimon, well, a vast majority of them, at least I think over 25. A thing that he likes doing that Watanabe ended up dubbing was Asma Green. And if you look at RustTyrannomon, he has a lot of design aspects and a lot of that Asma Green in his design. Last minute, they changed it. I can't remember why, and I can't find why, which is weird because they ended up introducing or reintroducing X-Antibody Digimon a few years later with the release of the Digimon X. Alright, on to number 2. Now this one is kind of obvious, but just for the people that don't know, because there are a few people that don't know, the Digimon V-Pets actually have their own lore, their own interconnected lore, that is. So from the original Digimon V-Pet all the way up until the Pendulum Z is this extremely long spanning story with the Digimon V-Pets that's actually separate from the anime and even some of the manga. Now, Digimon V-Tamer does take a lot of cues from that lore. I don't really know if it counts as being a part of V-Pet lore. I personally do, but either way, V-Pet lore goes really, really far. The original V-Pet was on File Island, the Pendulum is on Folder Continent. Those are 2 things we saw in the original Digimon Adventure anime. Click the card right there. Hey, click that card and it'll tell you. It's a quick little introduction or explanation of that in the last Did You Know. But yeah, a lot of the V-Pets kind of have this lore that interconnects and moves all the way forward. Of course, the Digimon X was a big one because they kind of went a bit more ham on the story. We had Digimon Chronicles X, which explained the whole lore behind the Digimon X, which was, you know, if you didn't know, here's another mini fact. Yggdrasil, the god of the digital world, just decided there was too many Digimon, so he told all the Royal Knights to kill him and created a virus that would kill off another bunch of Digimon. However, they ended up developing an antibody naturally, and that antibody ended up making them stronger. That's where the X variants come from. And after that, they ended up making a new digital world, which ended up becoming a plotline later on in the V-Pets, which was amazing. The Digimon V-Pet 20th and the Pendulum 20th both have Digimon that weren't originally on the original variant, the original V-Pets. A fan asked Bandai, hey, why is this the case? Does this take place in like the new digital world? And they actually replied with yes. So they actually continued the story with the anniversary releases, which I think is the coolest thing. So those 2 20th anniversaries aren't just reissues, they're also a continuation of the story. And that old digital world that was left behind all those years ago in the Digimon Pendulum X actually ended up coming back into play in the Digital Monsters X, which is actually the most current Digimon American release that has come out, their English release that has come out. You can buy it on Amazon and stuff like that. Link to that in the description down below. With those, of course, they brought back the old digital world. Turns out that there are still some Digimon left there, and the Demon Lords are wanting a piece of that pie. And so, in the DMX1 at least, the lore behind that V-Pet is that there is this gigantic Coliseum type battle being fought, and whoever wins gets to control the old digital world. So Yggdrasil sends 2 of the Royal Knights in there to figure out what's going on and to try to win that tournament to make sure that the bad guys don't win. If you want a video on the Digimon V-Pet lore, I would love to make one. Leave a like on this video and leave a comment down below. I would love to make one, but I want to make sure that you guys want to see something like that. So let me know in the comments. On to the next one. Alright, this one I feel like, again, a lot of people know, but I do want to at least put it out there for those of you that don't know. If you've ever seen Digimon Tamers and that was one of your favorite seasons, but you're not too well versed on the Japanese games, which I wasn't for years, the introduction of Ryo was actually an enormous fan service moment for the Japanese fans back in the day. Ryo was actually the main character of a series of Digimon games that spanned for quite a few years that were on the WonderSwan, which was a game console that never came out in America, sadly. So in these, Ryo is the main character. It starts actually in the Digimon Adventure universe, and one day I'll do a full video on Ryo and his story. It is some super interesting stuff. Again, if you want to see that, let me know in the comments down below. It's a super cool story if you don't know it. But the thing about Ryo is that he actually made a cameo, super quick blink and you miss it cameo in Digimon Adventure 02. There you go. And yeah, it was literally blink and you miss it. It's like the back of his head. He's sadly never showed up in anything else since his appearance in Tamers. That's kind of like an ending to his story. However, I would love to see him again. I thought it would have been so cool to see him in Digimon Adventure Kizuna. Sadly, he didn't even show up. I don't even think he made a small cameo or anything like that. Maybe we'll see him in the O2 movie, but I highly doubt. I would love to see him again, though. He's such a cool character, and again, his story is so interesting. But yeah, there you go. He's actually an older character than you actually think. And that's going to be it for this episode, or in this installment of Did You Know? How many of these did you know? Let me know in the comments down below. No cheating. Let me know for reals. And if you know any more Digimon V-Pet or even just Digimon fast facts, feel free to leave some in the comments. Maybe I'll show them in a future video and I'll give you a shout out. Alrighty, see you later guys. Peace.